Hey, everybody, welcome to Pink Shade. It is Mugshot Monday, Malfeasance Monday. And guess what? No cheerleaders this week. We're back to inmates or roommates.
Man,
I know. I love talking about the
everyone,
cheerleaders with you.
and I think everyone loved hearing us talk about it because I've gotten so many messages like, you guys did such a great job. I'm so glad you guys covered that. They don't understand. Like, literally, you watched all of that the night before
In the morning
we
of, yeah.
recorded.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I finished like the last 4 episodes the night before. So, yeah, we did the
It
damn
was a
thing.
rush. It was a rush because I didn't even know there wasn't an episode of Inmate to Roommate. And so, like, you kind of told me,
It
like, so we record on Sunday. I think you told me on Saturday morning. I was like, uh-oh.
was it Saturday morning or was it Friday? Oh, God. I was like, there's no new episode
It
because I
could have
went
been
to the
Friday
DVR.
because it could have been Friday because
I
then
think it was Friday.
I said, "Why don't we talk about, Tell Them You Love
That's right.
Me?"
Oh, no.
And then we were like, "Yeah, that's not gonna be fun." Shoot.
No. Yeah. I think you made a great executive decision there to
Yeah,
switch to DC.
I haven't dug deep on it, but probably you have. I've seen a lot of comments about the other cheerleaders being like, "I don't know why Victoria's made out to be the victim. She's horrible." It's
I
like, "What?
know. And
We
so they
love
were talking
her."
about the whole birthday party scene, and they were like, Victoria, if you had invited us, we would have been there. We would have loved to come. All she told them was, I'll be filming today if you guys want to come by the house. But I guess she failed to mention it was her birthday, but then again, they knew it was her birthday because they decorated her locker, her little space in the locker. I don't know. I don't. Oh, but I did find out something.
Okay.
I think it was you. You were like, I wonder why they all retire after year 5.
Right.
Like, so apparently they no longer get raises after year 5.
I
So
didn't know they
that's
got
why they
raises
all
at
kind of
all.
I didn't either. So
Okay.
yeah. So apparently that's the reason behind that. So I was like, okay, well that makes sense then. Like I ain't gonna get no raise and my hips are growing bad. I guess I'll retire.
I know. I saw, Kate Casey posted a picture of her oldest daughter, who's a high school cheerleader, doing
Uh-huh.
the
Thunderstruck.
Thunderstruck, yeah, and
Yeah.
she does that jump split at the end. I was like, "Oh, Lord, don't start doing that at age 15, girl. Don't.
Oh God, to be young again. Yeah,
You'll
there's
be
just no.
young."
Yeah, I can't even even if I fell into a split.
That'd be it. You'd be down. Can't get up.
I like that's it.
This is
I'm
where I
done.
live.
Yeah, don't even try to pick me up. I am forever like they would pick me up and my legs would still be in the split position. I'm like, this is who I am from here on out.
This is
Just,
where I live. This is what my legs
yeah,
look like. It's over.
yeah.
Oh, that's so funny.
That's awesome.
Well, yeah, guys, so we're gonna have inmate to roommate here for a couple of more weeks, and
Yeah.
then we are going to add in love after lockup, right? That's what we're getting because we
Yeah.
did life during,
Uh-huh.
so love during, so we
Yeah.
get love after. So what we'll do is what we did before. We'll put life after lockup as the main show, and then we'll do inmate to roommate. We'll tag it on the end, but we're not going to give it no attention. We're still going to give it attention
Mhm.
because we do have 4 more episodes. There's 10 total,
Is
so
there
we have
really 4
6.
more episodes? Oh,
Uh-huh.
wow.
So
I
there's
don't
going to
know.
be
I
a.
thought we were down to the last 2.
They told me it was 10 episodes, and this is episode
Okay.
6.
Okay. All right.
So,
All right.
and you and I were talking before we started that this wasn't like a blow your hair back episode. It wasn't great. And
I think every episode needs to have Mark, Veda, and Annalisa because they're just that comic relief because
yes,
they are just so funny.
they are so funny, and
Yeah.
that's what we need. And so you were right when you pointed that out. I was like, yeah, that's what it is. That's what we're missing.
Yeah. We
But we're
just
getting
need
them
a little
next
bit of
week.
sprinkler. Yeah. Oh boy. And are we getting them next week?
Yeah,
That preview
looked
was
like Mark
something.
had been shopping. Like he'd really gotten him some new kicks, a new outfit, and yeah.
I think Mark has gone back to pharmaceutical sales.
Yeah,
Yeah.
street sales, maybe so.
Yeah.
I
I
hope
think
not,
so.
because I did have some hope for him when he met with that guy that ran that program. I thought, "Okay, well, this is gonna be good," because he felt like that guy understood him, and, I always have hope.
I am willing to bet he's not been back to that that place since the first time that he went.
I hope that's
But
not
there's
true.
always that little ray of sunshine, that little ray of hope right there. But from judging from what we saw in the previews, I don't know.
Not if he's been missing for 3 days. That's usually not a good
That's
sign.
never a good sign right there. No,
Yeah.
no.
Wow. Well, let me ask you before we start about things
Yeah.
in Houston. You guys, Keisha lives in Houston where they did have a Category 1 hurricane come through. So,
Yes.
you're personally okay.
Other than I need my hair done, my eyelashes are hanging on. Like if there's a small gust of wind, all my eyelash extensions are gonna be gone. And I cannot for the world of me understand why my eyelash girl is on vacation. I'm like,
Oh, well, she heard there was a
yeah,
storm. She was like, "I'm getting out of here."
yeah. But here's a person who's like, oh, really need to pick my business up. She has another
Mm.
business. So she's like, we're so slow. Bitch, this is like your 15th vacation this year. Obviously, you're doing okay. And you bought a Tesla. Like, what? Yeah. And so I'm
Okay.
always confused. And I'm kind of like, if you're going to go on vacation, cool. Let me know that so I can come in and get my stuff done.
Yeah, and she doesn't have,
Yeah.
like, a coworker that could help you out.
Every now and then she will, but like this time she doesn't. And when I say they are hanging on, I am praying for my girls because they are struggling bad. I finally get my hair done on Tuesday because there's still so many things that are closed down.
Yeah, yeah.
Like a lot of places. Like I was telling you, there's people on my very street that don't have electricity still.
That's
It's
awful,
it's
Keisha.
bad. Yeah, they're having cooling stations. The cities are like they had a day where people could come get free food. Just it's like I told you before, this is how I know man has never been to the moon. Like
Keisha.
if this little bitty category 1, I mean, there was no gas.
Right.
Like,
Right. I know.
I don't know, but
I'm from Mississippi. We've been hit with a few
I know
hurricanes.
you know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So it's been so hot. I know we're gonna get another one.
Okay, don't put that.
I know.
Do, oh, what does she do? Our friend, Whitney Rose on Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. Clear don't say that. Clear the air. Clear the
Yes, all
air.
of
Clear
that
the
good
air.
stuff. But yeah, we got on the lucky side of it. We say that we only lost electricity for 8 hours. It was so funny. We were out riding around trying to find gas, and I was like, "We're gonna have to split the family up." You know, people are like, "Well, come stay here." It's like 30 of us in this house, and there's 15 dogs.
So say, don't
So
forget the animals. Noah's
yeah, so I
Ark.
was like James were like, we're gonna have to split the family up. Half of us go here, half of us go there. So we're driving up into the driveway, and I was like, wouldn't it be a miracle if like we drive up and the lights came on? And I swear to you, the lights came on.
Nice. Nice.
Yes,
That's
yes.
a
So,
dead relative in the sky talking down to you.
and I just want to thank everyone who's checked on us. You guys are so awesome. Y'all are the bomb. I know some of y'all don't have electricity still, but thanks for checking on me. That was super, super sweet.
I know.
I
To all
appreciate
our Houston friends, go to Keisha's house. She's got
it.
power. Yeah.
You just have to share the home with a bunch of crazy ass people. But other than that, we've got AC, we've got food. Bring your animals. Come
Yeah,
on.
you know, James is out there grilling all the time.
He did good because usually with situations like this, oh God, so we have to house Skylar's boyfriend.
Okay, well, that's okay. That's the right thing to do.
It wasn't for James.
Oh,
It was
okay.
it was a big come to Jesus meeting. We had to get our parents involved with the decision.
Okay.
But he ended up doing good. He really did. But it was an issue. I'm like, he's staying here. He has no electricity. He can stay here.
Yeah. Oh,
So
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Mhm.
Okay, well, let's get recording before something catastrophic happens.
We just had a little glitch there. I'm
We
like,
had a
oh
glitch.
my
We had a glitch. I
gosh,
panicked.
I'm scared. Me too. Yeah.
It's okay. If it happens, it happens. It is what it is.
Okay.
Inmate to Roommate season 2, episode 6. That was all a lie. All right,
Mm,
let's start with Cathy and Daniel. So
okay.
poor Daniel, I've been wondering like why Cathy is doing all of this and Daniel kind of stays at home. I think it's because of his health. I think he just can't
It
have the
has to be.
stress.
I think so, or maybe he's got another acting gig because he looks like that actor that I can't remember the actor's name, but he is like almost every time there's the need for an older Native American man, this guy plays the role. And Daniel looks just like him. He was in Twilight. He's been in so many different movies. Yeah.
Okay.
So
I
maybe he had an
don't
acting gig. So that's why we didn't see him. We got another acting gig.
Maybe
So
he's like, I
yeah,
did my part. I went to Colorado to get
right?
that fool, and I'm not doing anything
No.
else. Kathy,
Yes.
you're younger and
It's
healthier.
all
Take
on you.
over.
Yeah.
So Deven has agreed to go to a sober living facility, and Kathy goes over to the jail, and the bail bondsman says they just dropped off the bond money, and she says, I don't have any idea where he's getting this money from. So
Right.
she calls Carissa, the sister that lives in Colorado,
Mhm.
who says she did pay for it. Now Carissa was all talking big and bad, but she sure did pay for it.
And then she lied on the last episode when Kathy's like, "Do you
Yeah.
know who's billing him out?" No, I don't know. But she quickly got off the phone. And
Yeah,
I was
she's like, I'm not sure, gotta go, bye.
yes, exactly. I mean, as a big sister with younger brothers, I get it.
Yeah.
You know, you just kind of feel sorry. They're your baby brothers.
And you
You
wanna
just
help
kind of
even though you know it's the wrong thing to do, to
exactly. Yeah,
especially he just got out of being in prison for 2 years.
he's just
Ooh.
bad.
So, Kathy says, so many people have gone out on a limb for him, and when they bail him out again and again, it's not teaching him anything, but I do feel bad for Carissa and Penny, the grandmother. So remember,
Yeah,
Penny is the grandmother who had Kathy, and, Daniel promised to take Deven in.
you're right.
So Penny and Kathy walk into the jail. Did you notice they had on their matching capri pants? Bless them.
Well, I was totally surprised that Penny lived right there. I assumed
Yeah.
she lived in Colorado.
Mm-mm.
I had no idea.
She's not taking him in. Mm-mm.
Yeah, she's standing on business by now. She's like, I meant what I said. I am not letting him live here with me. But she's a cutie.
It was so cute when they had their little matching grandma crop pants, like, walking into the jail together, and, like, their orthopedic sandals. They were like, "Let's go."
I did
Um,
notice the sandals for sure.
that was cute. So Devin comes out, and he sees his grandmother there, his grandmother, and Kathy, and is like, "Let's go. I don't wanna stand in here."
It was the equivalent of prostitutes going to bail out their pimp, and the pimp comes out like, "Bitches, let's go, let's go. I'm done. Let's go." I mean, there was no hug, there was no hi, there was no thank you, there was
Nothing.
nothing.
He
Like,
was
when was
just
the
like
last time he's even seen his grandmother?
"Oh, I'm surprised to see you here." And he starts to walk out, and she's like, "Excuse me." So
Yeah,
he comes back over and helps her get up, and Penny goes, "It's not all about you." And he
yeah.
goes, "Well, I'm trying to get out of here." Oh, God, mom. So he's
He is
walking
so
out.
12.
He is like 12 years old. He starts
Yeah.
complaining about how he wants his clothes. He wants to go get his clothes. And they're like, no,
Mhm.
Kathy will bring him over to you. Don't worry about it. He really
Right.
starts complaining about socks and like, I
Yeah,
need socks for personal reasons. Now, did you see what they
I
posted in our
did.
Facebook group?
I didn't know how to respond because that thought never crossed my mind. But I assumed maybe where he was going, you needed to have socks.
Well, yeah, because he has on those prison slides.
Flip-flops.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
he
or
wanted to have
whatever. Yeah.
socks to
Yeah.
put on tennis shoes or whatever, but they're not even letting him, like, change clothes. They're like, "No." But he did say he needed socks for personal reasons, and somebody in our Facebook group insinuated that they were for, self-pleasuring reasons that he needed socks.
I I I I don't think that's the reason. I
I don't
mean,
ei I don't
but
either.
it could be on the bingo card, but I just don't think that's that never crossed my mind. And things always cross my mind that are inappropriate.
Yes, they do.
That one did not.
It
So
didn't either,
kudos.
but also we're not guys. So, you know what
But
I
the
mean?
person who said that is a woman.
Was it a girl that said it? I can't remember.
Yeah, I think so. I'm pretty sure. She's like a
Um,
regular who posts on there. So
yeah, I couldn't remember who it was that
yeah,
said it, but anyway, that was funny. So,
yeah.
so Kathy is going to take him to this halfway house. They're saying sober living
Mm.
facility and halfway house interchangeably. So they're in the car and he's telling Kathy all about getting arrested. He's just like, I don't know. I mean, I was asleep. I think I was coming down. I mean, I was already pulled over. Maybe I wasn't. I don't know. And she was like, I mean, he
Huh?
didn't even know. He didn't even know.
That's how
And
fucked up he was.
really, he goes, look, I messed up. I wish I could take it back, but I can't.
Yeah. Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
And the minute I get high, I go back to conniving and manipulative Deven. And she goes, you're just blaming everybody else and looking like
Yeah.
poor Deven. He goes,
And I don't understand it. I really, really don't.
I
Like,
do. I do.
okay. Okay.
I've heard it. Yeah.
I mean, I was expecting for him to say, "Can you at least stop at McDonald's so I can get something to eat before I go
Mm-mm.
in?" But he's just complaining
Yeah.
and finger
Bad.
pointing the whole.
Yep.
Yeah, he was getting irritated. He was getting amped up.
Amped up. Probably also now he's been a few days without drugs, you know,
But
and
wait a minute, he went 2 years without drugs. Like, do you get like that?
what, you can get drugs in prison.
Oh yeah, I keep forgetting about that.
Yeah. So he's probably not been
Okay,
2
that's a
years
good
without
point.
drugs.
Okay.
So, she goes, "You're blaming everybody else and trying to say poor
Yeah.
Deven." And he goes, "Ah, well, you guys like cut me off and then you kicked me out and you gave up on me. I'm not looking at like poor Deven. I'm just looking at it like, God, like where the fuck is my family at?" And
I just
she's just like, "Oh my God. Oh my
like
God."
they didn't kick you out. They found a place for you to go so that you
Right.
can get better. She came and picked you up, you
He could have been
know.
just stuck in that jail. And then when he got
He
out, he
could
could
have
have had
been.
no place to go.
Okay, this pillow is bothering me.
I go, "Well, move it, girl."
Yeah, because it was all turned around and I was like, that's bothering me. Yeah, he's just being a total little brat.
Totally. And so Cathy says in the Talking Head with Daniel, she goes, "He just sounds like a typical drug addict. You know, he's not going to take blame. He's pointing out everybody else has done something wrong and he won't take
Yeah.
any responsibility." So Cathy says, "I want you to hear me. Like, I had to listen to your grandmother cry, and your
Mhm.
sister is so upset about this. And all these people, you know, want this for you, but you're just sticking your finger up at them and you break their
Yeah.
hearts. And eventually you can't break their heart anymore and they won't want anything to do with you. They're going to love you, but they're not going to
Yeah.
put themselves out to be hurt by you again."
He's pretty close to that limit right there.
To get out of jail and have this happen like 2 days later, I mean, or like
That's
maybe it was
big.
4 days, but it's bad. It's bad.
Where I wonder where his parents are. There's never any mention of the parents at all.
I don't know. I mean, do they have another sibling? Do they have like, why is the grandma involved? Did the parents tough love it and say, "We can't do it anymore"? You know,
Maybe. I don't know.
maybe. So, in his talking head, he goes, "Yeah, you know, like I know I messed up and everything, and it's probably hard, you know, for them, but you know, they turned their back on me, but you know, I guess they don't trust me. I don't know. I guess I have to acknowledge that." I was like, he's
They,
done no work, no
none
therapy.
at all.
Uh-uh.
And not let's not forget these people are strangers who let you into their home.
Yeah, a
And you
nice home.
immediately, yeah, I mean, he had one of the better situations here.
Yeah.
And you immediately messed it all up. And now you're saying they kicked you out. They told you the number one rule was don't do drugs.
Right. So we're gonna let you come back to our house? No.
But I think he does go back because I'm trying to remember like the previews when they show you like the
Oh.
full season.
Oh.
I want to say he
Uh
does make it back there.
maybe he's a success story. So, Cathy hugs him and says goodbye, you know, and she says, "Daniel, he'll come by. He'll come by and see you." This halfway house looked like an abandoned mini mall. What was happening? It looked like a Claire's boutique was gonna be next door. Like, it looked like an abandoned office building or something, didn't it? It was weird.
That's how sober living places in Gainesville, Texas look, Mary Payne.
Okay.
That's
Well,
just how they look.
haven't never been to either one of those things.
Me neither.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna assume that's just how they look. I don't
Yeah, I
know.
mean, because you know, remember when we saw Crazy Pants on Love During Lockup? Oh, help me.
Which one?
The girl, the girl
Which
that
one?
that took the money from that sad guy, and she was in
Yeah,
Vegas.
yes, that place looked like an apartment complex that like got
It looked
shut
like
down for
maybe
mold and mildew
like an old motel, like a
or something like that.
motel that they
Yeah,
redid. Yeah,
yeah.
but at least it looked like they were like separate rooms. This just looked like a mini mall. I mean,
Like I've said it once and I'll say it again. If I ever have to go to a halfway house, you know which one I'm going to. I'm going to Harry's, the one he went to. It
right,
was
because they've
on and
got
popping.
it
They,
was
they,
it was a nightclub up in there.
you never have to leave. It's
We
just
didn't want to
like
leave.
everything you want, everything you're not supposed to have, it's right there for you. So yeah,
I think he was
they were
rearrested.
smoking the weed. Oh yeah, he's back in jail.
But
He's
yeah,
been back in jail. Yeah,
he was like caught in like a high speed chase or some shit, right?
he never did right once he got
No,
out.
I
Mm-mm.
think he felt more comfortable in jail. He said. Remember,
Yeah,
he was one of those that said he felt more comfortable in jail.
that's all
That's
they
sad.
knew.
That's all I know.
Hmm.
Poor Harry. Um, Okay, so now let's go to Cyndi and Jennifer. Now, this story took a wild turn.
Boy, did it ever.
And
I
I
was
didn't
not expecting that.
I was for once on these shows, I was actually like,
Yeah.
"What?" 'Cause sometimes
Yeah,
we
it
just
takes a lot
predict
to
it.
surprise you.
Yeah,
There was no predicting that. Like, my mouth literally fell open. I was like, "What?" That
that's
was a good
crazy.
twist.
It's a good
Yeah.
twist. So, now Angela comes over at the beginning of this, and Cindy's in the kitchen, and Angela is
Mhm.
carrying like a box. It looks like it's full of bottles, but then it's never
It
addressed.
Because it's going to Cindy's house. Cindy probably requested for her to bring a box of bottles that she's never
Okay.
gonna use to go with all the rest of the junk in her house.
Well, I didn't know if this was like for recycling or was this full of booze or was this booze that Angela was going to take out of the house, out of the garage? Like I couldn't quite figure that out.
Who knows
Right.
with
It wasn't
Cindy?
addressed. So maybe it wasn't alcohol. Maybe it was part of Cindy's new bottle collection, like Sarper on 90 Day
That
Fiance.
that's what I think it is. It's just going in with the rest of the stuff. Why not?
Wow. Wow. So, Cyndi tells Angela, she was like, "Yeah, I mean, Jennifer told me she found a pipe like rolled up in her shirt and it was full and she smoked it." And Angela's like, "Yeah, sometimes like you might plan to relapse or sometimes something
Right.
just hits you and you do, but that's very quick. It's 2 days or whatever.
Yeah.
Like it's very quick.
Yeah.
Such a quick relapse. It's crazy." So, and they're just chit-chatting. Okay.
Yeah.
So they're like, "Wow, that was a crazy story." So now we see 24 hours since Jennifer left and went to detox. Okay, so it's 24 hours since she talked to Angela in her house with the bottles.
Mhm.
Cyndi calls her. They finally get in touch. So Jennifer says, "I just wanted to let you know, like, I'm really, really sorry about everything.
Mhm.
And I just also wanted to tell you, like, I did not relapse. That was all a lie."
That
What a lie.
that was a huge lie. Like, she did a whole acting scene. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yeah. With
She
us too.
But here's the thing that confused me. So she did not relapse. So when Angela took her away from Cindy's house, where the hell did they go? She didn't drop her off at the hospital.
Detox. But that's
So
where
did
she said
Angela
she did.
know?
I
I
don't know.
know.
I had that question too because Angela comes in and talks to her about like, "Wow, what a quick relapse." And then Angela talks to the camera about like, "I've seen some relapses. That was pretty fast." And she had to make some calls to find a detox for her to go
Yes.
to.
Yeah, I we need answers in between that time of Angela picking her up till
Yes.
this phone call.
Yeah. And she said, it was a lot for me to realize I don't have a home on my own. I'm living in someone else's
Mhm.
home. And I had so much anxiety not being with my kids. And so I panicked. And my first
Yeah.
instinct when I panic is to run and hide. So I went to my brother's house. So did
How
Angela
did she
take her
get
to
to
her
her
brother's
brother's
house?
house? I don't know.
Did Angela take her
There
to her detox and she pretended to walk in and then just waited outside and then went to her brother's house?
Do they let you just walk into detox and immediately walk back out?
Probably. Yeah, you're there if you're there
Okay,
voluntarily. She could say, "I
maybe
don't need
that's
to
what
be here."
happened.
She'd wait for her to drive off, I guess. I
Yeah,
guess.
that's never going to be explained to us, so we're going to always be guessing what really happened.
That is I have it in all caps. So did Angela go to her brother's or to detox?
Yeah, I don't. I'm like, was Angela in on it once they left the house? And
Yeah.
you know, please don't tell Cyndi what's really going on. I just need a break.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah, I
know.
don't know. Or it just is like she pretended to walk in and waited for her to drive off. I don't know. So, Jennifer tells Cyndi, she's like, "Listen, I can't stay at my brother's house because
Yeah.
that's in a neighborhood where I used to use, and I will relapse for real. So I do want to come back to your house." And Cyndi
Mhm.
goes, "You can come back under this one condition. You will take a drug test, like weekly or when you get here, whatever." And she says, "All right, no problem."
So
So
you're
now,
gonna hate me so much.
okay.
And people who know what I'm talking about are probably gonna hate me so much.
Okay.
But I
All right.
just cannot, everyone looks like somebody to me. You've
Okay.
heard me compare people to animals. Da, 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 da. So you probably don't know this because you don't have young kids around. So the movie Trolls.
Okay. Yeah.
So there are this group of people that used to eat the trolls. I cannot remember what their names are, but eventually they
Wow,
become friends with the trolls.
it's dark.
But
That's a kid's movie?
yeah, they used to
Okay.
eat trolls. It's a total cartoon. It's huge.
All right. Okay.
So one of the girls, like she's the queen, the princess of these people. I cannot remember their names. She makes friends with Poppy the troll, and they all start getting along. But my God, Cyndi looks just like the troll eater girl.
The
She
queen of the
does.
trolls? Or
The
the
princess
queen
of
of
the trolls.
the princess of the troll eaters?
Eaters.
The
Yes.
eaters. Okay.
I will send you a picture.
Okay.
You will not be able to deny it. Everybody looks like someone or something. And this is who Cyndi reminds me of, especially with the hair color, which looks like she got it redone a little bit, but still bad.
Mm-hmm.
When you see the picture, you're going to say, Keisha, stop. But she just reminds me of the troll eater people. Their name starts with a B.
I'm going to imagine it's not a flattering photo that you're going to be sending. It's not a gorgeous picture of a woman that's a troll eater. Probably isn't attractive, but also it's a cartoon, so it's okay.
I mean, it depends on if you think troll eaters are cute or not. Everyone is cute to someone. There may be somebody out there say, I really want to date a troll eater. They are so cute to me. That could be the case.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna send that picture to you.
Oh my God. Wow.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So Jennifer comes back. It's 12 days out of prison. Now hold on now. When she left, it was like 4 days out of prison. And they said it was 24 hours since she left. So that really only gets us to about 7 days. So how are we now 12 days out of prison?
Mary Payne, is this a Matt Sharp show?
Yes.
Oh, there you go. That explains it all right there.
I was like, 12 days out of, what did she do? So anyway.
They are not counters over there with Matt Sharp production at all.
Wait till Love After Lockup comes up. We have no idea what season or episode or anything. No idea. So she hugs Cyndi. And she's like, I've got this, drug test. And so she makes Cyndi go in the bathroom with her, which is what you have to do, if you're really taking a drug test so they can see you pee in it. So you're not using somebody else's pee. But Cyndi was like, what? I mean, Cyndi didn't even know to ask.
She didn't know what the drug test thing. I think she had forgotten. She told her to bring the drug test because she's like, what you got there? And then when Jennifer's like, it's a drug test, she goes, oh. I think she's kind of
she's like, look, this is for THC. This is for meth. This is for cocaine. Yeah. And she was like, oh, wow, look at this crazy thing. It tests for all sorts of crazy drugs.
Yeah.
Everything was negative. And Jennifer goes, I knew it would be negative because I haven't relapsed. So Cyndi says, I'm glad you're here. I do want you to stay. She says, yes. She goes, but still wielding her power. She says, strike one. And Jennifer says, okay. And she says, she really says, I really thank her. And I really am actually grateful that she's willing to take me back in. Well, she probably got over to her brother's house and was like, uh-oh, this is worse,
Well, I mean, she just thought she was going to really relapse at her brother's because that was the neighborhood she used to get her drugs from.
Right. So she was like, I can't stay here.
Yeah. I wish that she would have had a very open and honest conversation with Cyndi and just told her, look, some of the things that you are doing are causing me to have extreme anxiety. The constant calling, where
yes, I forgot about that.
Yeah, I really, because I think that had a lot to do with her just needed to bust the hell out of there.
Yeah, and the hoarding. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the hoarding. Mm-hmm.
So Cyndi says, listen, as we go forward, like if you get overwhelmed with anything, you just talk to me. And I'm so glad you didn't use. That makes me feel way better about everything. And so I'm glad you're here. Okay. Happy story time.
Okay. Yeah. For now.
Okay. For now. All right. David and Aaron. So David and Aaron. Wow. Okay. So speaking of somebody who looks like somebody, when we get to it, we're there. Okay. 16 days out of prison. Only 16 days out of prison.
Yeah.
So they're going to have a yeah, they're doing all right. So they're going to have a barbecue for Aaron's friends. And, Aaron says it's really nice for him to let me have my friends over. This is like he said, this is his sober support squad. And his daughter is coming. And we have these other guys and this one girl. Couldn't tell if this girl was like a girlfriend or just like a AA friend. Couldn't tell.
Because that was a long hug that he gave her. And I'm willing to bet this is the most amount of people that David has ever had come over to his house for company. Like, this is big for him.
For sure. He's like, my grill only does 2 burgers. Because we have like a little grill that only does like 4 burgers, and then we have like a big one. Sometimes Dave's like, how many people are there here? This is sad. So these guys come over. We got Ian, Jeremy, Charlie, and then Ashley. Another guy later shows up named Dewey. And outside, Jeremy says, it's amazing Dave is letting you stay here. Now, did Jeremy remind you of anybody famous? Because right away, I was like, Jeremy is John Goodman.
What?
The way, not like size-wise, but John Goodman's thin now. But
yeah.
It was the way he talked. He literally sounded, and John Goodman's from the Midwest. He sounded exactly like him.
I did not pick up on that at all. I totally missed that one.
He sounded just like him. He's like, wow, this is really nice. You're letting me stay here. So
you want to hear something weird?
Yeah.
As a kid, I had the biggest crush on John Goodman.
That is weird. That is weird.
I did. Oh, I wanted to marry him. This was during like when Roseanne.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. I mean, I was a little kid. I loved John Goodman. I wanted to marry him.
Well, you married a big white guy, so I mean,
close enough.
Close enough. I mean,
yeah.
You know, James is cuter and younger. So he's like, man, it's really great that this guy's letting you stay here. And he explains how they met and everything. And Ian says, look, I'm hopeful that I'm hopeful that Aaron seems different, but addiction can rear its head at any time. The other friend there is Dewey, and Dewey says, yeah, I worry, of course, a bit about the situation. Really, I worry about David, because if Aaron goes back to what Aaron knows how to do in his lower nature, it's going to be a mess.
Oh boy.
Now, I've never heard this term lower nature.
I know, but I liked it. I'm like, okay, that's when they're at their worst.
Right.
I did like that.
I liked it. I'd never heard it. And I was like, okay, does that mean that when you're in your higher nature, you're living your best life, and your lower nature, you're going against your worst natural instincts?
Yeah, let's go with that. That sounds good.
Yeah. I was like, somebody reach out and let me know what this is like. Because I was like, maybe Keisha's going to be like, I never heard that.
No, I'd never heard that one before, but I liked it. I'm like, okay, that's a new way to kind of
when he's in his lower nature. And more interesting that he says he's worried about David because Aaron's going to fuck him up. I was like, oh.
So I kind of wonder with Aaron, I'm like, I think he did more than just selling drugs, because when you're a drug dealer, you tend to be a little bit violent.
Yeah, you got to be.
But he's so cute. He's so handsome to me.
He is so handsome. And I was really like looking at his eyes. I was like, his eyes are good. Like, he is good looking.
He's very, very, I mean, if you're going to have a prisoner that you don't know come live in your house, pick one that looks like Aaron. Like,
yeah, right.
He's cute. Yeah.
Cute. So his daughter arrives. Her name is Abby. And he says, let me show you like where I'm living. So we see a tour of his room. It's nice. He has a couch, a desk, a bed. It's like a whole living situation in there.
Yeah.
He's got a good setup.
He's got a good setup. Yeah. And I love when he hugged her, because you could tell he was smelling her hair.
He was so happy to see her. He was like, this is my daughter. He was all excited.
Yeah. And when he breathed her in, he was like, that made my heart flutter a little bit.
That was nice.
Yeah.
So in the talking head, Abby says, yeah, I've got a lot of mixed feelings about this, about him being out after 2.5 years. She goes, I can't even count the number of times he's been in prison and come out of prison. Then she says she met him when she was 11.
Damn, I know.
So I rewound that a couple of times. So I was like, I thought what she first said was like, he first went in prison when I was 11. But no, she said she met him when she was 11. She's 24 now. He's been gone the majority of the time to prison. And it's been a lot of disappointment. And she said her home life, I guess, with her mom wasn't that great. So she loved the promise of having this dad that would take her on the weekends to like a better situation. But like it never happened.
That was really, really sad.
She said she loved the promise of a parent who treated her well, but she's 24 now and she'll never experience having a father as a child.
That's sad. But
Abby,
I think there's another daughter too.
Oh, do you? Okay.
Because remember, like when it first came on, they said he has 2 daughters that have nothing to do with him.
Yes. I do remember that now.
So maybe the other daughter didn't want to be part of,
Maybe so.
the filming process.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering, is it the same mom
Mhm.
or is it like a whole different lady that he had a baby with
And it could have been somebody else that, like, he actually lived with and raised the child, and then this one was
when he
a
wasn't in and out of prison?
yeah, right, right.
Yeah.
So he says, I understand, that you would be nervous that I would get out and stay out. Like all your
Hmm.
feelings are valid. And then they talk about this letter that she wrote to him while he was in prison. And he says it was all about the ways that he let her down as a father and as a child that didn't have a father. And he says, I got that letter and it made me feel ashamed and feel guilty. And I was like, I'm not even going
Yeah.
to read that. And I'm all mad about that. But I did.
Right.
I read it. I read it, more than once. And she says, yeah, you made a lot of promises that you couldn't keep. And when I gave you the letter, you got all mad at me and told me, this is not the
Right.
time to hear this. I don't want to hear about this.
Yeah.
And sounds like Deven, right? Um,
Exactly. Yeah.
and he says, I know I said that because I didn't want to hear it. He says, but it was the time. And I did read
Hmm.
it a lot. But he says, you're the reason I decided I want to change my life. But then again, don't put that on her. It doesn't need to be about her. You need to do it.
Yeah.
Everybody in addiction will tell
Need
you,
to
you
do
need
it for
to do it
yourself.
for yourself,
Yeah.
which will benefit the people in your life. And he
Yeah.
says, I'm just so happy that you're here. And she's like, yeah, I don't want to do this conversation anymore. So he goes, let's go. Let's go back out, to the barbecue.
Yeah. It was a lot for the first time I've seen you in 2 years conversation. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And they needed to be somewhere one-on-one. And she looks like him to me.
Maybe a little bit. Hmm.
Yeah, I could totally see that that's his kid. But I mean, she showed up.
She
So
came to the barbecue.
she came to the
Um,
barbecue.
and he says, and she says, look, I'm glad to be here and see him. I don't have any high hopes this will last, and I'm not going to put myself in a position to be hurt again,
I
which
don't
is really,
blame her.
really sad. It's probably take years and years of him to undo what he's done,
Yeah, I tell you
Yeah.
what, David was happy for this house party. Did you hear me? That
I know, poor thing.
I
Do that
can't even
again.
imitate it. I can't even do his laugh, but he was super happy. It was
I
good
know.
seeing him like really, really happy. Like he's like, man, I've got friends who are not
I
really my
know.
friends. They're friends by proxy, but hey, I'll take it.
I
So I
know.
was happy for David in that situation because he genuinely really looked happy. And I'm
He's
glad they're getting along because I was worried.
he's probably, hey, you guys want to go to a rally later? I've got some signs in the
I got this
garage.
side.
Okay, you wanna work on some peacemaking activities?
And he's all about that life. Like I need him to make regular friends. I
I
really do.
know, bless his heart, but it is so funny
Yeah.
because it is the summer and he is a social studies teacher, so he's gonna get back to his friends at school soon.
If I don't think he has that many friends at school.
Bless him.
Yes.
Alrighty, so let's talk about Emily and Jason. This was probably maybe the most entertaining of this episode.
Here's a situation I can't figure out who I like and don't like
In this
in
in
this.
this situation, right?
Yeah, because
Right.
there's times like I don't like Emily and I like him way better, and then it kind of switches over. But she's annoying.
She is. She
She's
is.
just annoying, and I need to know how old she is because
We're never gonna know.
every scene she looks a different age to me. I can't. She got old lady kind of old lady voice, and then she doesn't, and then like she moves her bangs. She looks It's just I don't know
What did
how
I
old she
say?
is.
What did I say? Did I say 56?
Well, originally you said in her 20s.
Okay, listen, that was when I
Uh-huh.
had some wine when I saw the previews.
Don't blame it on the wine.
I blame it on the wine. I had some wine, I saw the previews. That was only for like a minute that I saw it, and I was 1000% wrong. But then when I saw it, I was like,
Yes.
whoa, I was wrong.
I
Um,
can't figure it out. She may be my age.
no, she's not.
You don't think she's 44? She
No,
could be in her 40s.
there's no way. Mm-mm,
You don't think so?
mm-mm.
I think
No,
she's like a hard 40 something.
but she hasn't had that hard of a life to look like that. She doesn't appear to be a smoker or a drinker or anything. So that would be the only thing that would age you like that. No, she's definitely upper 50s, mid 60s. Like that's what I'm saying. She could be
Mid
54.
60s?
She could be 64. She could look great for 64, or she could look terrible for 54. I don't know. And if she was 44, she needs to go to the hospital because she'll real bad for 44. Oh my gosh. Emily, God bless.
You need to know.
You're a dog lover, so we love that about you.
Yes, we do.
So 2 days out of prison, okay, it's just 2 days. And Jason comes out of his room and he tells Emily, yeah, like, I slept great. That food time is really good. And he says, the plan worked. She went to work. I got the girl in and I got the girl out. And now I want to do it again.
Of course he does.
So Emily says, so I'm glad you're here, but the whole reason you're here is to help me with the rent. And he's like, I've been out of prison 24 hours. So he says outside, he's like, it'll probably take me at least a week to get a job and then at least another 2 weeks to get a paycheck. So I don't know what she thinks,
Yeah. And it's just like, if you were that hard up for money and a roommate, don't get someone who's just coming out of prison.
Go on Craigslist or whatever the kids do now. I don't know.
I don't know. But no, this was not the
solution. No. So she talks to him about that. And then she's like, and you can clean up the kitchen while I go get ready. He's like, okay.
Okay. I can't let this one go by. Her and the cutting of the apple.
I just noticed she had the cutting board like on the sink. I was like, why is she doing that?
She was struggling. Like, I don't know if you remember the scene. You don't even have to watch the show, but they had memes about it and a video about it. When Kendall Jenner was trying to cut a cucumber and she could not cut the cucumber. Well, this is the equivalent, but with an apple and Emily. Like, to me, she struggled way too much to cut that apple. Even he looked at her for a second. Like,
maybe she had a real dull knife. Yeah.
Well, don't get a dull knife if you're going to cut a whole apple.
Also get one of those little circle things that goes right on top and it splits it. I love that thing.
Oh, I don't have one of those.
Oh, it's really great.
I just got a chopper.
I don't have a chopper.
I did. I was like, I hate chopping. And I saw one and said, I'm getting us a chopper.
And does it work? No one's used it. Let me know if it works because I'm the chopper in this house. Yeah.
Okay.
So, okay. She says, I have a friend that owns this pit bull rescue. And this could be a job opportunity. Do you want to go over and meet him? And he goes, okay. She doesn't say they have a job. She says it could be a job opportunity. Okay. Because on the second time, I was like, all right. She didn't say it is a job. She says it could be a job opportunity. Do you want to go meet them? So he says, okay.
To me, I would have heard.
They're going to give me a job.
Took it the way he did. Yeah.
Then she talks about her dog, Nash, who passed away, and they're asking her about Nash. And she says, I can't talk about it. He just died. I was like, oh, see, that makes you like Emily because she loves her dogs. So,
yeah, she's just annoying. That's it. That's it. I mean,
so they get in the car and she's saying like, you got to get on your feet. You got to do this or something. And he goes, oh, are you mentoring me right now?
Because that was actually funny because she's just like not even taking a breath.
No. And that's when he says it sounds like Charlie Brown's teacher. Wah, 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 wah. And that was funny the way they filmed that because he just got out of the car and was like, all right. And she's like, and anyway, and she's just like still talking. That was good.
Like, watch your head. She goes, I don't want to be like your babysitter, but watch your head getting out of the car. I'm like, did she just tell this grown man to watch his head?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I do have to tell my husband that all the time to watch his head because he's tall and he hits his head all the time. I'm like, it's one of these days you're going to have like CTE, like because he's tall. He hits his head all the time.
Okay. I do have to tell James to watch out for stuff. I'm like, do you not see that thing, that cabinet sticking out right there? Like,
yeah,
be careful.
Be aware of your surroundings. Yeah.
He's not when it comes to being in the house.
James. So they go to meet these friends. So these are gorgeous dogs. They're, these beautiful pit bulls. And I forget because I have such little wimpy, little fluffy dogs that these dogs are so freaking like muscular.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They are.
And the rescue says that they have 30 to 50. By the way, 30 dogs and 50 dogs is a big difference. That's 20 more dogs. That's a lot of dogs.
That's a lot of dogs. Yeah.
30 to 50 dogs at all times, and they're getting them ready to foster. So they just have these like 3 dogs out there. They have one sweet dog that has been this dog has been a problem and has been returned twice.
That's sad.
Hurt my
I
heart.
can't even stand to hear stuff like that. I'm just like, bring him to me. Like, bring him here.
Oh my
You
God.
know.
Listen, he could have gotten returned twice because he did something terrible, like the dog down our street that
I
my neighbor
know.
has deemed a murder dog because he does come out of his yard at full speed and attack you. So that's not great.
Murder
That's not
dog.
murder dog. He goes, you know about murder
That's
dog? I was like,
funny.
say what? I won't be taking a right out of the street.
Right?
So Jason says to the guys, he's like, yeah, I'm really hoping to get a job and everything. But, cats are more my speed because I can be pretty irresponsible. It's like,
That's not what you
that's
want to say on a potential job
job
interview.
interview. No.
And yeah, when you think about cats, you think about burglar cat, Catwoman. So of course he relates more to a fucking cat
I
than
didn't
a
even think
dog.
about that.
I did
Also,
immediately.
I don't really think you're supposed to leave a cat alone for weeks at a time or anything.
You're not, but some people think that. Like people go on vacations and they're like, I'm just gonna leave food out for the cats and change its litter and I'll be gone for a week. I'm like, huh?
That's
People
gross.
do this. I'm like,
That's
that's
mean.
to me, that's mean. Your cat is looking for you. Like,
Yeah.
where's my but some people they think cats are okay and they're not. My cat comes up to me every night for kisses on the mouth. Every
Oh,
night.
oh,
Yeah.
that's sweet.
He's an asshole. Just
Yeah.
yeah,
Well,
but he loves his mom. But they miss
oh,
us just like a dog misses us. Cats miss us too.
that is sad. Okay. Amy this weekend on the podcast talked about this Instagram that she followed and this cat whose name was Thick and Nugget because he was so fat.
That is
and
funny.
and the foster the cat had been turned into a cat rescue and they were trying to foster the cat, but the cat was 30 pounds and couldn't even walk. So they had put the cat in a life vest and were giving it swimming
I
lessons.
saw that. So he could lose weight.
Keisha, could you die with that cat swimming in that pool?
That's so funny.
And the cat's name was Thick and Nugget. Now, come on. I
I mean,
don't
he's
even
thick.
like cats. It was so cute.
Really, really cute. I was like, man, like, how does your cat get that big? But
Well, those
that's for
people are
like,
just so
it's
neglectful.
just feed. Yes, you cannot. People are weird with cats. They just feel like just throw them food and they're happy, and
That
it's
was
just
terrible.
It's not true. It's
But Amy
very
did
terrible.
say that she had called that cat rescue to find out, like, I got to know what happened to this cat. Like, can this cat come to my house? I will continue the swim lessons. Like, what needs to happen? And they said since that person put it on TikTok, they'd had like
Yeah,
40 people call to try to
everybody
take the
wants them.
cat. Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
So anyway, you guys, Thick and Nugget is fine. But by the way, if you ever get a chubby animal, I think Thick and Nugget is the way to go for the name.
There's this one lady. She went viral because she was on a live and her dog jumped up on her,
Yeah.
and she's like, Jabarkus. His
What?
name is Jabarkus. That shit tickled me, Jabarkus. I was like, that is so freaking funny.
That is
Jabarkus.
hilarious. Oh my God. Keisha, you really made me cry on this episode. Oh God.
Oh, that makes me feel
That
good.
is so funny. Okay, back to these people.
Yes.
So Jason says this pit bull rescue thing was a waste of time because there's no
Mhm.
job opportunity there. But it was cute that he
Yeah.
was kind of bonding with the problem dog. That was nice. That
Well,
was
I
nice.
mean, that dog had on, like, I've seen muzzles before,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
this looked like bars, like actual bars. So I'm like, that damn dog's a hellhound. He recognized his fucking leader in Jason. That's why they got along so well. Hell, Satan. He was like, Father, you've come home. You've come to get me. You gotta get out of two holes. He's a hellhound. Of course, they got along perfectly.
Oh my God, you're so
Jeez.
right. He was like, likes he's like, I see you, man.
Yes. I
He was
was
like,
of
take
course
me to
it's
your
not Jason.
home. You and I will make a
Yes.
great pair.
Yes, we will. Sneaking in hoes and bitches every night.
Oh my God. That was like a Hannibal Lecter thing on that dog. I was
It
like,
was. I've never seen that before. It's like, that is
it's hardcore.
concerning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know
Poor
what?
thing.
Listen, justice for that dog. And I hope it gets some good training and doesn't get returned again because that made me sad. It
Yeah,
did.
I don't like hearing stories like that. I'm like, God, can they not skip this part? It makes
I
me
know.
sad.
Made me
I
sad.
like that.
So he said no job opportunity there. No opportunity there. But they did say, like, oh, we know people that work
Yeah.
with cows. And we have so they were like telling him other things that people that we know that might need people to work.
Right.
But he's just negative.
No, he
So
doesn't want to work. He just doesn't want to work.
well, that could be true too. So now they go home and they're in the front yard and he's watering and he's like, hey, Emily, go put your swimsuit on and we'll play in the sprinkler. And she goes, oh my God, stop it. I don't wear a swimsuit. I had 3 kids.
Just so quick. She has no sense of humor at all.
3 kids. Where are those kids? Also, why can't they help their mom? 3 kids?
I was wondering the same thing.
3 kids?
I think this woman has lived a little bit of a hard life, Mary Payne. I just do.
If she had addiction issues and stuff, she would have told us.
Maybe she doesn't even want us to know.
Maybe it'll come out in episode 9.
I'm telling that woman's in her 40s.
And she's going to say, and I'm 42. 40. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, damn. Okay. Yeah. I don't think she's that old.
Now some dude named Billy comes up on a motorcycle. Mm-hmm. He comes by and Jason says, yeah, oh, Bill, I know that guy. He's my buddy. He owed me some money and I asked him for a favor and he did me that favor. Was the favor bring me my money? I mean,
yeah.
Did me the favor back in the day and now he owes me money? Unclear.
Who knows with Jason?
Unclear. So then Billy's talking to him. He's like, thanks, man. Thanks for bringing me the money. And then Billy says, and this is going to be hard for me. Billy says, can I come inside and take a crap? What on earth kind of gutter creature says, can I come in your house and take a crap? That is disgusting. And it gets worse. And it gets worse. And then Jason goes over to Emily and says, hey, my buddy Billy's here. Can he come in the house and take a shit? Keisha?
I know that was hard for you.
That was hard for me. I'm not built for this. Gross.
I thought it was, of course, I thought it was funny as hell. Just like this. But look, in Billy Bob's or whatever his name's defense, it to be pretty hard to ride a motorcycle and you got to take a poop.
That sounds like a not my problem. That sounds like a not my problem. That's
he was
horrible.
Horrified. I felt bad for the guy.
I didn't. If you're on being filmed and say something like that, I do not feel sorry for you.
It's Jason's. It's Jason's friend. So what else would you expect?
So she goes, no, I don't even know who that clown is. No. And she says, nothing says shady like this guy pulling up and handing you something in front of my neighbors. And Jason goes, he's a nice guy. Like I've known him since elementary school. She goes, I don't care. No, this guy's stranger's not coming in my house. It'd be one thing if you
except for if you just got out of prison and we talked on the phone twice.
And you can live in my house.
Can come into my house. You can live in my house if that's the case.
I think if Billy would have said, walked up to her, introduced himself, how are you doing? And not just driven up, handed him this wad of cash. He would have come up and been like, I'm so nice to meet you. And they would have chatted in the yard. He'd be like, hey, before I go, do you mind if I just use your bathroom?
I agree. I agree. That would have made a big difference. But I think Jason told him to pass up the house.
Oh.
Because she freaks out about people being at her house so bad. So he was like, why don't you just meet me a few houses down so she doesn't freak out?
Okay. I'll be the house with the camera in the front yard. So go 2 houses past that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, anyway, so now she's headed out, to work.
Yeah.
And he calls a girl named Amber to come over. And Amber is a friend. I don't know if she's a paid friend, but she's a friend. And he was like, yeah, I'm going to sneak her in and out just like I did before. And he goes, look, I've known Amber for a long time. We used to do a lot of drugs together. We had such a good time in the past. She's down for anything. She's a great girl.
Hold on. Now, in this scene, there was a scene stealer. Do you know who the scene stealer was?
Is it Amber's jiggling?
No.
Okay.
It was the damn dog.
The dog.
The dog stole the whole scene because the way he looked, he was like, first of all, did you fill up the water bowl like she told you to? You have not taken us out, nor have you filled up that water bowl. And now you got a whole hoe over here. Like that dog cracked me up like, if I could use the phone right now, I would call my mom right at work and let her know what's going on. Yeah,
Yeah.
he took the cake for me.
I think that dog is like, you better be glad I don't know how to use those buttons. So then she says, the dog was the star. You're correct. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So then she comes in and he goes, how you been? She goes, oh, yeah, I'm fine. I've been bartending. And he goes, yeah, I need a job too. And she goes, okay. And then he goes, how you doing? He goes, you know me, doing my thing.
Yeah, I think she does more than bartending.
I think she does too. When she said bartending, I'm like Melissa Gorga was a bartender when she was really a stripper. Like, what are we talking about here?
No,
Allegedly.
I think this girl is only a stripper.
The
And I think
wiggling was odd.
I think she's the kind of stripper that makes most of her money in the back room.
Okay. And he
Yeah.
goes, and then he says, so do you want to go to my room? She goes, hell yeah, you know I do. I was like, what are you doing? Stop wiggling. Weirdo.
She can't. I mean, and here's the thing: she wasn't a bad looking girl.
No, she wasn't.
She's just, you could tell she's about that life.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I mean,
she
he said she's down for
about it.
anything. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's on camera in this stranger's house, hooking up with this guy that just got out of prison. Oh yeah, you know I do. So
And then immediately went in the room to take her shirt off right in front
off.
of the camera crew.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know.
So now it's morning and Emily has arrived home from work. And obviously these two dum-dums fell asleep.
Yep.
And she sees those chunky heels by the door.
Why did she put them there?
I don't know. And she didn't take them off there when she first walked in, I don't think.
No, I don't. They didn't show that. Like, I'm like, why would you take your shoes off right at the front door?
I couldn't fully tell if this was real, because why was production there? Or production was like, we're going to let her know that we're going to be here. We're going to film when she comes home from work, because they knew the girl was there, you know?
Right.
So she arrives home. She sees the shoes, and production goes, oh, what's wrong? She goes, what's wrong? This is what's wrong. And she picks up the shoes and she goes, you've got to be kidding me. What a dumbass. She was like, Jason. So she goes and she says, I wasn't kidding when I said I don't want anybody that I don't know here when I'm gone. And she has to go right now. And Jason is putting his head against the wall.
He's so dramatic.
So dramatically. It's like on Tom Sandoval, on the Scandoval, when Tom Sandoval went to Lisa Vanderpump's house and was like, Lisa, I just don't know what I did. Against the wall. It was so dramatic.
It really was.
He puts his head against the wall and he goes, I don't know why it's such a big deal. I've been in prison for 3.5 years.
She's like, not my problem. Not my problem.
And she goes, I just want to sleep with a couple of broads.
At least he's so honest about it. You know what I mean?
He's so honest about it.
Yes, he is. He really is.
And then she says, then you should have went somewhere where that was okay. Your problems are not my problems. And he's like, come on, man. And she's like, not my problem. It was hilarious. This was hilarious. Because he was doing that is why it was hilarious. And
like a kid, like, Mom, come on, Mom.
I don't want to be grounded.
Yes, it was funny.
Oh, God, it was funny. So she leans in and says to the girl, she goes, you're going to have to go. This has nothing to do with you and everything to do with it. But hopefully you want better for yourself after this.
She doesn't want better for herself. This is how she gets down.
That girl was like, I just made $100. I don't care. And that is it.
So you think he's paying these girls? You think he's paying them?
Yeah. Yeah,
really?
I do.
Well, as much as she doesn't like strangers in her house and she doesn't want anyone to come in and take a poop, she did not mind taking that $500 because she took that shit pretty quick and she didn't care where it came from.
No, but she's probably started to make a note of exactly when he gave it, because she's in 30 days. She's going to ask for it again.
I know.
Yeah.
And he's the only one who has paid any money.
Yeah, he's been out of prison 2 days.
Yeah, he's done the most as far as money goes.
Yeah. And he's
out of all the prisoners
spoken about a job.
Yeah.
So next time on Inmate to Roommate, Mark has been gone for 3 days. And Annalisa says the behavior is escalating, the bad behavior. Like, we understood what you meant, Annalisa.
Yeah. You'd have to explain it. Yeah.
So he comes home and producer says, where you been, Mark? And he goes, out, enjoying what life has to offer. And then Annalisa is saying something to Veda, and she looks over at him and goes, I know, I need to shut up. And Mark goes, yeah, you do.
She's going to kill him.
Y'all, it's going
Oh,
to be a
she's going to
murder.
kill him.
It's
I
going to be a
think so.
Dateline crossover. It's going to be a
I
murder.
was just about to say the same thing. It's going to be a freaking Dateline crossover because she is going to kill his ass for saying that shit. Because even when she goes, where you been? He goes, I don't know. Where have you been? I'm like, ooh.
When she said, where have you been? And he goes, where have you been? I mean,
Oh, I know.
I see he
Mark,
was with
you
those
in
same 3
danger.
girls.
Ew.
Those same 3 ratchet white girls.
There's nothing cute about them.
Okay, and so Cyndi and Jennifer in the grocery store, and it looks like the grocery store helper comes up and says, why the grocery store helper would say this, I don't know, but says, ask Cyndi if Jennifer is her nurse. And she goes, no, she's my roommate. And she goes, oh, that's great. And Cyndi goes, yeah, she's in prison.
Why would you say, like, that is not okay.
Not okay.
To do that. You're just spreading all her business in the streets like that. That is.
And Jennifer is perfectly nice. And
yes, she is.
And Jennifer says,
and
look,
Cindy's not.
Jennifer says, I'm not trying to hide my past, but she could be a little more discreet about it.
You don't need to announce it to everyone. Someone in the freaking grocery store.
And then Cyndi says, I got to see if Jennifer's willing to step up. So they get up to pay the bill at the grocery store, and she just looks over at Jennifer like, you got this? And Jennifer goes, I've got like $20 on this card. And she's like, it's like an $80 bill. I was like, she don't have a job? Stop.
She doesn't have a job. She just got out of fake detox. Right. She hasn't had time to have a job. She's been busy lying and scheming and trying to get the hell away from you. Like,
she just got out of fake detox.
Fake detox. Give her some time. Jeez.
Now we've got a problem because Aaron borrows David's car. And he's been gone for 24 hours. And the sober support squad comes over and they're all very worried.
I think this is not going to be bad.
I do too. Don't you think it's going to be a girl or something?
Something like that, or something with his daughter or something. I don't think it's going to be bad. Because we know he continues on living with him because David tries to bring in another prisoner.
What? I didn't know that.
Yes. When they were showing like the whole season, and Dave was like, don't you think we should bring in another inmate? And Aaron's like, no, we don't.
Aaron's like, one inmate's enough, and it's me.
Yeah. So I don't think this was going to be bad, but that is concerning. 24 hours with no contact. Communication. Yeah. But I don't think he has a phone either.
Oh, well, he needs to get a cricket or a jitterbug or something.
Yeah. What the hell is a jitterbug? What? Did you just make that up? It's a jitterbug.
A jitterbug is a phone that looks like it looks like a brick. It's like a big chunky thing, and it's for
the old school ones.
It looks like an old school one, but it's for old people. So all you can do on it is call, but it's got like big fat numbers on it, like it's like a toy. It looks like a toy phone.
I've never heard that before in my life.
Okay, go look it up as a jitterbug. It's an old person phone.
Yeah, I'm gonna look that up and then look up the troll eater person too.
Troll eater too. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Jitterbug. Okay.
Jitterbug. Everybody knows what I'm talking about. I guarantee you.
Except for me.
Except for
There's
you.
gonna be other. I'm gonna tell my mom when we're done. It's like, don't make me get you a jitterbug phone.
If you keep acting up, you can get a jitterbug. I'm taking your iPhone. Phone.
Yes.
Oh, and last but not least, Jason is saying he's embarrassed that he got caught, with the girl. And Emily says, you're using me. And he goes, I'm not using you, God, Mom. And in the talking head, he says, I don't understand why there's no room for negotiation with this woman. He says, I'm just going to keep on pushing it till she comes around to see my way.
He is going to keep pushing it all the way till he gets pushed out the house.
Yeah. Listen, he had a perfect plan. There's no ring camera. Bring this girl in, do what you need to do, and then send her on her way before Emily gets home.
But he messed it up and they overslept.
He overslept with this girl. At the very minimum, don't put the shoes by the door and push her out the window or something.
Yeah, or
there are ways around this.
The night. No. There's no reason for her to stay the night. Do what you got to do and send her on her way. Especially if you're paying her to leave.
I know, and probably she's got to get up to the club.
Yeah.
She got to get
Which
to
makes
work.
her real money so she can jiggle.
So,
Jiggle.
you know I do. You know I do. I was like, what is wrong with her? Is she having a seizure?
She's a jiggler.
Oh Lord. Keisha, are you guys doing okay in Houston so that you can put out a Libra Lounge with Keisha episode?
Yes, we're doing it tonight. I already got my show layout. I'm like,
Okay.
we've got to record
Well,
tonight.
you've had a pretty good excuse. You had
I
a
have, and
hurricane hit your
I
town.
have I look every time the TV glitches, the light glitched one time.
Mm,
I had PTSD. I had a nightmare last night that, like, what do you call it, the transformer box or whatever it's
yeah.
called?
Yeah.
Like they said, it blew in the city. Like, and I didn't even get it bad, and I still had PTSD.
I know.
I know that's it's just I'm scared. Like,
Yeah.
no AC, and where are we gonna go? And just
Yeah.
scary. Yeah, it really is.
Yeah. I have a friend from college whose kid is also going to Ole Miss in the fall, and I was texting her some
Mhm.
information about the alumni scholarship thing you get if you're an alum when your kid goes there.
Yeah.
Because we were wondering about it when we were both at orientation together. So I was just sending her some information, like here's where you find that form, you got to turn it in, da da da.
Mm.
And I kind of forgot she was in Houston. She's like,
Oh
I'm
boy.
literally sitting in the grocery store parking lot using their
Yeah.
Wi-Fi. She
Yeah.
was like,
Yeah.
she said, we're without power. And that even, when we did get power, I guess they had like a generator for one part of their house. She was like, the Wi-Fi won't work. And she goes,
Yeah.
and then you go to the coffee shops or whatever, the Wi-Fi won't work there. She
Yeah.
said, so there's a bunch of people that are sitting in this grocery store parking lot using the grocery store Wi-Fi.
Yeah, people were having to do that. The Wi-Fi, I mean, now the Wi-Fi we didn't get back to 2 days after we got power back. And
Yeah.
like that's phone service and just internet. It's just like we
Yeah.
are in the stone ages. What do we do? I mean, James couldn't work. It
Yeah.
was a mess. It was a mess.
Anytime there's anything coming, any kind of storm, my phone does not go off the charger because I'm like, the minute it goes out, my phone's got to be at 100%. I can't have
Yeah,
my
we're
phone
all like, charge up your phones.
charge
Well,
it, charge
Scott,
it, charge it.
Mala's mom was smart. She downloaded a whole bunch of movies and shows for her like
Wow,
the
that
day
was
before because
smart.
that would have been
That was smart. Is
yeah.
Mila's mom your sister?
No, everyone thinks that.
Oh, okay. 'Cause
No,
you said Mila's mom. I was like, isn't that why didn't you just say your sister?
no, she is my brother's ex-girlfriend.
Okay.
Everyone is like amazed by they're like, you let your brother's ex-baby mama live with you. Yes, I do. Because I'm that person. I do.
That's fine. I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
People think it's odd. People think it's odd all the time. They're like, "You're so nice." I'm like, yeah.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
unless they hate each other, then that's maybe weird. But
Girl, you day to day, we never know. Day to
okay, because
day,
if everybody
you
gets
never
along, who
know.
cares? You're still family.
It's up and down, up and down. They're not together. It's an up and down situation. We never know from day to day. Just as long as
And
Mila's here, it's fine.
is your brother the one that had baby Bash?
There's two brothers. So
Okay.
Dante is Mila's dad,
Okay.
and he's the older of the two boys. Alex has Vivi and baby Bash.
Okay.
Yeah. Sebastian.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just think that's so cute.
And then I have Skylar, the grown up that everyone forgets that, you know what I mean? Because
Of
it's like she's
course.
so much older than all of the other grandkids. Like, yeah, she's a grandkid too. So
I
yeah.
know. Well, my kids, the grandkids go from like 33 down
Yeah.
to 18, and John's 18. So when John and Anna would like come in town, it was like novel because they were all teenagers then. So I was like, look at these two new
Right.
fresh babies I have for you to play with.
Yeah. And you just forget it. Like it's all about the babies. And I will tell you, my sweet Anna did message to check on me.
Okay, that's good. That was very nice. That was very nice. I'm gonna post a picture later. I went to the pool today. I was so freaking hot. But my niece came who has that baby George, and he is
Yes.
just, oh my God.
Is he
He
still
came,
chunky?
he is
Is she still chunky?
he is large and in charge. And he loves to get in the pool, and they put him in that floaty thing. And all he does in the floaty thing is just the same as what he does in like that Johnny jump up thing. He just
Yes.
jumps and hits and jumps and hits.
Yeah.
He jumped himself right to sleep. He was like, "Oh, I got nap time." And he
Okay, so
jumped.
that's something else I gotta send you too. Is baby Bash in the little floaty thing?
Yeah.
They're so cute when they're in the water. What is it?
He was having the best time in that thing. just
And he wasn't
splashing and
hot.
kicking. No, he wasn't hot. So
Didn't
because he was
affect you at
splashing
all.
and kicking in that water. And then when they got out of the water, they set up a little thing for him, my niece and then my other niece, and they made like a little cocoon with like fans and like shade. And then he
Oh.
got on that and just conked out for like an hour.
Now, how old is he?
9 months.
Okay, so he's just like 2 months older than Sebastian.
Oh my gosh, he's so
Okay.
cute. He's starting to
Okay,
where like he
he's
gets his passy himself and shoves it in his mouth like, "You give me that passy." It's
he
so good
does
when they
that
can do
too.
that
So
for
cute.
themselves. Yes.
But why is it so, like, amazing to us when they do it?
Oh my gosh, he could pick up his own whatever, like pick up that toy
Yes.
and like, "Look at that. What a genius."
That's what I think. Even though we've seen all these other kids do, it's like, "He's doing it. Look at him. Look at."
I know.
I don't know.
So
Just love him.
John, my son has a friend named Sebastian. So I asked him, I said, "Did you
Mhm.
guys ever call him Bash?" I go, "Because I think
Mhm.
that's the cutest nickname for Sebastian."
Yeah.
And he
Yeah.
goes, "No, we never thought of that. We call him Sebby." I go, "Ooh, that sounds like a skin condition."
Sebby.
Sebby, it sounds
Who's
like you might need to
that
go to Dr. Pimple Popper. That sounds gross.
I did not think that's what you were gonna say, that they call him Sebby.
Yeah, I was like, "Ooh."
No.
I
No,
was
no,
I
we
was like,
called
"No."
him Bash because it was a big deal about what they were gonna name him.
Uh-huh.
Because my brother and my mom really wanted his name to be Bo.
Mhm.
And I was like, "Okay,
Beau or B-O?
Beaux, I
Bo,
believe.
look with the X, okay.
Yeah, my mom's like, "Come out of it's football game." Said, "Go, Bo, go, Bo." But his mom was like, "No, no." She's like, "I like Sebastian." And then my dad, who's of no relation to any of them, he was like, "Well, Bo sounds like a good football name, but if y'all are gonna name him Sebastian Alexander, I mean, if he's gonna be a poet, he got the perfect name for it." So when they picked Sebastian, I'm like, I'm gonna call him Bash. Because there's
That's
this
cute.
singer, his name is Baby Bash, so he gets called Baby Bash all the time. So he's
Do
cute.
do they call him Sebastian or they call him Bash?
Both. But they
Both.
mostly call him Bash, but I call him Sebastian all the time because it just everything about him. And he's got one dimple, Mary Payne. One
Oh.
dimple. Because the world wasn't ready for him if he had two dimples. The world could not take it. God just said, here's your one. That's all the world needs.
Ah.
Because yeah. So
Yeah, I was so hot. I was walking around with that baby at the pool trying to get in the shade while she was trying to get his little sleeping spot ready. And my
yeah.
friends are like, "Are you ready for a grandchild?" I go,
Whoa.
slow your roll.
Why do
Nobody.
people always do that? Like, I'm like,
I just want to play with this baby. I don't need a grandchild.
I'm
Yeah.
not ready for grandmotherhood. Like when it does happen, we'll
Yeah.
be like overly obsessed.
Of course. We're talking about
But
children that are not even ours right now. Yes.
yeah, but we can wait. Like
Yeah.
Skylar only knows how to fry an egg, and she like burns half of it in the skillet. So no, I
No.
don't know.
Mm-mm.
I'm not
Nope.
ready for
Nope.
that.
Nope. Nope.
No.
Nope. Don't put that in the universe.
Mm-mm,
Let's do it again. Got to do it
no.
again. Got to do it again. No, do it again. Do it again. Do it again. Clear the
Yes,
air. Clear the air.
yes, clear it, please.
Everybody go over to Instagram and follow Keisha. It's the Libra Lounge with Keisha. You can find her easy breezy just like that. She also has a podcast.
Mhm,
It's called the Libra Lounge with
mhm.
Keisha. It's very funny. It's don't get offended. So if you're easily offended, maybe don't listen
Don't listen.
because
Don't
she
do
might
it.
offend you. But if you think if you
Yeah.
think Keisha's funny trying to offend me, that's the podcast for you. She's very funny. And James is very funny too because he thinks everything she says is funny. Yeah.
He does. Oh,
He-
bless him. He does.
Bless
He
him. He
makes me
does.
feel like I could do stand-up comedy.
Yeah. You probably
Like,
could.
not that. No. No.
Mm-mm,
Okay.
that's scary.
Yeah.
And everybody follow me over on Instagram at Pink Shade Pod. This week we've got 90 Day the Other Way with Kimberly. That's tomorrow on Tuesday. On Thursday, I've got Amy Phillips talking Bravo. We're going to talk Real Housewives of New Jersey. We're going to talk Real Housewives of OC. And we're going to talk about Below Deck Med because I am watching it now. I got sucked in. So I am watching it now and I got to get Amy's take on what's happening with this Ellie girl. She's a real
Uh-oh.
biatch. She's a real biatch. I don't like her.
Okay. Okay.
And Amy does a great impression of Aisha. You know how Aisha talks like that on Below Deck Bed?
I don't watch it.
Hi. Oh gosh, you could credit voice like crazy. But I can't really do it, but Amy does it perfectly. So I won't do that again, y'all. That you won't hear that when you tune in on Thursday. And also, we're going to have a bonus episode this week, which will be the Welcome to Plathville season premiere. It'll be a bonus episode in the free feed. And then after that, it will go over in its usual spot, which is the $5 Pink Shade Prime, Patreon, Supercast, Apple subscriptions.
Awesome.
And that's it. And I will talk to you later this week. And we have gotten a start date, by the way, because Keisha and I are going to be covering Love is Blind UK. We've gotten a start date for that. It's like August 7th or something.
Ooh, that's coming
it's pretty
up
soon.
Pretty soon.
So as soon as I get those screeners, I'll let you know.
Okay. Okay, good.
It's important. Okay, Keisha, I'll talk to you next week.
All righty. Bye.